For women died wearing the same tiara. Same date, different years. And the men who tried to wear this other diamond, every single one of them met a grisly death. This isn't a movie plot. This is the real, documented history of the British royal jewels. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at Kate Middleton's tiara the same way again. Now, this isn't just some random piece of jewelry. This is a headpiece that's been linked to typhoid, diphtheria, a plane crash, and a revolution. And here's what nobody talks about. One of these cursed pieces is still in the royal collection. Kate has worn it. The Queen wore it until the day she died. But here's what gets worse. The most famous diamond in the crown jewels is not even allowed to be worn by British men anymore. Stay with me, because piece number 4 will genuinely give you chills. Let's start with the one royal historians quietly call cursed. Prince Albert designs this tiara, diamond leaves, strawberry motifs, as a wedding gift for his daughter, Princess Alice. But Albert never sees the wedding. He dies of typhoid fever before it happens. Alice gets the tiara anyway, and that's where it starts. Her son Frederick, dead at age 3. He fell from a window. Her daughter Marie, dead from diphtheria. Then Alice herself, dead from the same disease. On December 14th, the exact same date her father died. Years apart. Same day. You will not believe what happens next. The tiara gets passed down again. This time to a bride heading to a Tsar's coronation. Her only child dies of typhoid too. The marriage collapses. One more generation. 1937. Princess Cécile wears it to a royal coronation. Months later, she's flying to her brother-in-law's wedding. She goes into early labor mid-flight. The plane makes an emergency landing. Then it crashes. Everyone on board dies, including her 2 sons. The tiara is found in the wreckage. Now here's the twist. This next one isn't cursed. But the royals were so scared of it, they redesigned the whole thing. It's called the Oriental Circlet Tiara. Kate Middleton wore it on December 3, 2025. Originally made in 1853 for Queen Victoria, it was covered in opals, Prince Albert's favorite stone. But opals had a reputation. People believed they brought bad luck. So when Queen Alexandra inherited it, she didn't take any chances. She ripped every single opal out, replaced them with rubies instead. This next part is going to change everything you thought you knew. Queen Victoria was so protective of this tiara. She wrote it into her will. Only queens or future queens are allowed to wear it. That's why when it landed on Kate's head, it wasn't just fashion. It was a signal. This one has the most dramatic backstory of them all. It belonged to a Russian Grand Duchess, Maria Pavlovna, aunt of Tsar Nicholas II, the one who was assassinated in 1918. When the assassination happens, Maria has to flee her own palace. She leaves the tiara behind in the chaos. Her son does something insane. He disguises himself as a worker and sneaks back into the palace just to recover it. But Maria, she never sees her tiara again. She dies in exile in 1920. The tiara eventually makes its way to the Queen Mother, then to Queen Elizabeth. And get this, it was the last tiara Queen Elizabeth ever wore before she died in September 2022. And now, the one everyone's been waiting for, the Kohinoor, Mountain of Light, found on the banks of a holy river in India nearly 800 years ago, hidden inside a temple statue for centuries, passed through Persian, Afghan, Sikh, and Mughal empires before the British ever touched it. And here's the legend that's followed it for centuries. Every man who has worn this diamond has met a grisly death. Not one, not two. This is a pattern going back generations. But here's the part that'll shock you. Women are supposedly immune to the curse, especially queen consorts. Queen Victoria acquired it in 1849 after a war treaty. It later became part of a crown made for the Queen Mother's 1937 coronation. She wore it again for her daughter's coronation in 1953, and when she died in 2002, it sat on top of her coffin. But here's the final twist that connects everything back to the hook I gave you at the start. When Queen Camilla was crowned, the palace made a decision. They deliberately left the Kohinoor out of her crown. Why? Because India, Iran, and Afghanistan have all claimed this diamond as rightfully theirs. So today, it just sits behind glass in the Tower of London. Untouchable, unclaimed, and still, after 800 years, surrounded by legend. So now you know, 4 tiaras, for stories, one very real pattern that even the royal family has quietly worked around for over a century. But here's my question for you. Do you think it's actual bad luck? Or just brutal coincidence? Drop your answer in the comments. Team curse or team coincidence? And if this kind of royal history genuinely fascinates you like it does me, hit subscribe, because next week I'm covering the one royal jewel that's never even been photographed.